my alto saxophone setup, mouthpieces, different mouthpieces. I'm going to talk about my reeds again, and hopefully you will enjoy this as well. Alto saxophone is definitely one of the instruments that I perform on the most. I have a trio where I perform it. I have lots of duos that I on a regular basis perform on it. I am recording a solo album at the moment with the alto saxophone. It's truly one of the instruments that I use the most. So we are buddies for life and best friends. And this Selmer saxophone is truly one of my favorites. Yeah. Alto saxophone. So my alto saxophone is a Series 2, Selmer Series 2, and it's a gold-plated one. So if I get closer to the camera, you can see that it has all of these beautiful engravings here, and beautiful engravings here. And yeah, it's truly, truly beautiful. It's a beauty. And I bought it in 2016, I think, and I've never looked back. My dream is to have a gold-plated soprano as well, once I have the money for it. I've never come close to an instrument like this. I tried it for the first time. My teacher, he played it, or both of my teachers performed on a gold-plated alto saxophone, and I got to try one of them, their saxophones, and I was just sold. And started setting up, and when I was trying it, it was such a beautiful instrument in both sound, in technique. It was everything that I needed as a performer, or what I was looking for, and so challenging to actually choose a neck or choose a body, choose the combination that I love the most, because every saxophone was so good. The ones that I was trying out in Selmer's shop in Paris. But I chose this one, and it's the unique. I think the thing that I love the most about this gold-plated one is that the sound is so warm, and its technique is so easy, so forthcoming. And I know, like, when you are a bachelor student, or before you start your bachelor, it could be good to have a saxophone to challenge you a little bit more, because you get to learn stuff the hard way. And I still have it, my old Selmer Series 2, just regular, and it's very, very, very good. But it's a little bit more challenging to perform in what I have in my head of what I want, how I want to perform. And I think this saxophone just brings me closer to my goals every day, and I fall more and more in love with her. And yeah, so a lot of people ask me what her name is, and her name is Selmer. You can meet her. Anyways, it's the gold-plated Selmer Series 2, and I could really recommend it. It's absolute one of my favorite instruments that I own today and play on it every day. Yeah, my setup on the alto saxophone is quite changeable. I change it when I need something new. I perform a lot on alto saxophone. to time to kind of get out of my own head and try something new, experience something new, and experiment with new sounds, with new effects and stuff like that. And I've performed on this. This is a concept mouthpiece by Selmer. See that? Yes. And here's the name. Concept. Yeah. And I think I bought it at once that it came out on both alto and soprano. And for some years I only played concept. And so concept is truly it's a very good mouthpiece. It gives you a very reliable sound. I think it has something unique and brilliant in the sound. Some brightness that I can't really find in other mouthpieces. It's really, really cool. It's something that I can rely on. Or I know how my sound will be almost no matter what kind of reed I have. It's and I can buy a new one and it's more or less the same. It doesn't really change from mouthpiece to mouthpiece. The series is quite alike, and that's something that I really, really, really love as a performer and as a saxophonist. Selmer Claude Delangle mouthpiece, and you can see inside here it's gold, very, very, very cool mouthpiece. And the Claude Delangle mouthpiece is really a joy to explore. It's quite different from something I've tried before, and the sound. There's so many possibilities. I can really assure you of that. I think I'm still in the process of exploring all of the possibilities because it's something I haven't tried before. And the gold inside truly gives the mouthpiece secret power, I think. The sound is very, very beautiful. I would recommend to try a little easier or lighter reed than you usually use on a mouthpiece, because there's a lot of power in this and a lot of resistance in the mouthpiece itself. So by going down a size or something like that, you might have easier exploring the mouthpiece. But it's really, really cool, and I really recommend you try it out. The last mouthpiece that I really enjoy and use a lot, it's the Vandoren AL3, as you can see here. And the Vandoren AL3 is something I fell in love with. I think my first year of bachelor. It's one of the mouthpieces that I recommend if you want to. It's so stable. And at the same time, it gives you a warm sound and some colors that I can't really find in other mouthpieces. And I really love the balance in the resistance. So that is also one of my true favorites, and that and the concept is two mouthpieces that I use more or less the same reeds. I think reeds are kind of the same that I talk about it in the soprano saxophone video, that I use wooden reeds when I perform soloistically, and if I am in an orchestra or teaching, I use plastic reeds to have a reliable sound, being able to have breaks to talk or to listen to the conductor or whatever, or wait, because if you perform as a saxophonist in an orchestra, you have a lot of breaks. So I do the same on any saxophone really, and I performed a lot with Delangle, where I switch all four saxophones during one song. I think I have 4 bars to switch saxophone, and in that case, plastic reed is absolutely the most trustable or reliable reed to use, because you don't have time to check your reed. So in those cases I use plastic reed in alto as well, and I think the best mouthpiece in combination with the plastic reed is definitely the concept. However, I love also the plastic reed in combination with both the Claude and the Vandoren AL3. Just give some different aspects. I think mouthpieces has a huge difference for the performer. The feeling of the resistance, the feeling of the reed, the feeling of the vibrations. However, I don't necessarily think that for the audience it has such a big effect or means such a huge difference for the sound of it or the expression. However, I think it can have a huge impact on the performer or the artist's use of techniques or challenging itself. So basically my setup is gold-plated Selmer Series 2 alto saxophone in combination with either a concept mouthpiece by Selmer, a Claude mouthpiece by Selmer, or AL3 by Vandoren. My ligature is also Vandoren. It's a leather one with the plates that can be changed. And that's why, again, I like the possibilities. I like I like to have the flexibility of changing my sound, my resistance, my setup on a regular basis. Thank you so much for checking out the video, checking out my website. If you have any questions, just don't hesitate to ask me. I will answer you as well as I can. And I hope I see you in a performance or in a concert someday. Just be in touch if you need anything. Thank you.